Morning, the mashups on Hits 1. Good morning, Nicole. How are you?
I'm doing good.
Hi, Stan.
Hey, Ryan. What's going on?
And very excited because Conical, April 17th, it comes out, and we get to say hi to Zayn again. Hi.
Hello.
Hey, Zayn.
What's going on?
What's up, man? It's been a minute.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. How excited do you get? Excited do you get when like this time, like the build up to the release?
Yeah, I'm always excited, to show the world what I've been working on.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm excited.
Do you feel like, I don't know, I feel like it's got to be weird to like live with it for so long because it's been a part of you for so long, and then when you give it out to the world, it's got to be a little anxiety provoking.
Yeah, a little bit. I try not to think about that.
Yeah.
I try to remain in the positive headspace.
Okay.
Hope everyone likes what I've done.
Can you give me some of that? I need a little of that positive headspace.
How do you decide when it's time for an album? Do you just write and all of a sudden like, okay, I need to organize this? Or do you feel like now it's time to write and actually do an album?
For this record, it was kind of like my usual process. I'm always writing anyway. So I was writing this record when I was doing Woman of the Stairs at the same time.
Yeah.
And yeah, I went back in the studio after I got back off tour because I felt like I felt like I could understand what the fans were responding to.
Right.
And I wanted to put that into the record, get their input in there. For me, it's weird. This is a business. It all works. There's a layout. There's this. There's that. I would have put it out the day I was finished.
Yeah, but there's a machine and a lot of other cooks in the kitchen, right?
Yeah.
Now, speaking of the fans, how was the residency in Las Vegas?
It was amazing. It was
You
so
performed
good.
some of your new songs,
Yeah,
right?
some of the new songs off the album, which is something we've never done before. Before the music's out, people get to hear it. They responded well to it, man. It felt like they liked it. So it was good.
When you say the fans respond, is it literally just volume? Do you see more smiles in the crowd? Like
dancing, people having a good time.
Okay.
You can tell when people are having a good time, or if they're just like, yo, we can't wait for this song to be over. You know?
Yeah. It's a vibe. It's like a different vibe.
It's a good time. We're neighbors, because you live in Bucks County.
Yeah,
I live in
do.
Chester County.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, and I live like near a horse farm, and you have a farm.
I do have a farm.
Now,
yeah.
what type of animals are on your farm?
I just have dogs right now and chickens.
Dogs and chickens.
Yeah, there's some chickens. They're the only farm animals I've got. Properly committing to farm animals is a whole thing.
Yes.
Cows, horses, all that.
Yeah.
It's a whole thing.
We just had Carrie Underwood up here, and she was talking about all the animals that she had on her farm. She's got sheeps and sheep. I just said sheep and goats and like and horses and all these things, and like she said they like become her babies. You get like attached to those animals, right?
Yeah, so it's a lot of commitment and hard work and dedication that you have to give to these animals if you're going to look after them properly.
I do want chickens one day because the idea of being able to have like fresh eggs every morning sounds like to die for.
It is amazing, and they do taste different too.
They do?
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely. Yeah, they're not as big either. They're smaller.
Yeah, so it must be weird going from like Vegas to the farm and then maybe back. How do you feel when you're in Vegas? Because we were just recently there and we talk about this often. It's a dangerous place to be for an extended amount of time. And I don't know, I always feel like a long weekend, we were just there for a week and I was like, I gotta get out of here. Do you ever feel like that when you're in Las Vegas?
You can feel like that, yeah. If you go a bit too hard with the partying, for sure, yeah.
Right.
But this time, I think it's just been a natural progression, me getting older. I didn't really do that too much. I just did my shows, went home, went to sleep.
No gambling, nothing?
No, nothing.
No.
I don't gamble anyway. It's not my thing.
No?
Okay, I like that. I like that.
And how do you feel when you come back to New York City? Because you used to live here, and now you have the rolling green hills of Eastern Pennsylvania. Yeah. Do you miss it a little bit? Like, are there things you come back and like, I wish I could get an egg sandwich?
Yeah, definitely. The access to things is, a bit different.
It's a challenge. Yes.
Yeah, for sure. So when I come here, it's nice to be reminded of what I loved of the city, and I like it in small doses. If I come in for like a week, 2 weeks, or whatever, and then go back there, it's a nice contrast. Yeah.
When you came here, we understand that paparazzi was following you around. You had difficulty getting in the building. When you're in your neck of the woods, Bucks County in particular, can you walk around freely?
Yeah, fully. Yeah. I can just walk around the properties,
and nobody says anything about it. Do you go incognito, or you just put on a jacket and go?
Not
and people
really.
leave you alone?
Yeah, I tend to grow my beard out a little bit when I get home. So the people, I get away with it a little bit more. They don't recognize me as much. But people are cool there anyway. They're in their own world. They're doing their own things. They got cows and horses to look after. They ain't got time for me.
I would pay a lot of money to see Zayn with a Duck Dynasty beard, like a legit Duck Dynasty.
A big one.
Yeah, really long one.
Do you ride horses?
I've ridden a couple of times. I'm no expert.
Yeah, me either.
Yeah,
no,
but I go to
me
keep
a
on
bit.
trying.
Yeah, I keep trying, but it's a bit scary. They're big animals.
Stan has a cowboy hat, but he has it waiting for when it's time to ride a horse.
I do.
He's ready to go.
I do.
Conicle's
And I was
out.
born in Brooklyn. How weird is that?
Conicle's out April 17th. We're going to hear Sideways in a few minutes. Zayn is here, and you recently said that you try to gain inspiration from your heritage for your music. What has that taught you? What have you learned about your heritage by using it as inspiration for your music?
My heritage has always been something that's been very prominent in my life. My culture, heritage, it's always been there. So to say I've learned something specific about it with this record is kind of difficult. It's just a development, of like how I want to represent that.
Well, I meant more over time, just in general.
In general, yeah. I'm always, looking to draw from my culture and heritage. It's something that makes it, just a Zayn song rather than, anybody else.
It's been, I think this past week marks 10 years since your first solo album.
Yeah.
And you've put out 3 since. How would you say that you've seen, because you've been doing this since you're a kid, how would you say the industry has changed from when you first started to when you started doing solo stuff to now? Because I feel like the industry as a whole has changed. Even we see it with labels and just with the way that we find artists and TikTok and all these things. How would you say it's changed?
I'd say the biggest change is probably the access for people. Nowadays, if you're good enough as an artist, you don't need to be connected to, big affiliations, big businesses. You might not even need a record label if you're good enough. You can just put it out on SoundCloud, and it makes the world a way more competitive space for sure. Yeah.
Now, speaking of artists, you sell merch. I heard that your merch sells when your face is on it.
Yeah.
So I was thinking, maybe you could have your fans do drawings of you.
Oh, that's a good idea.
And make. I'm always trying to help.
Yeah.
And make shirts. You know what I mean? Start a contest.
That would be really
buy
cool.
the album.
Yeah.
Wait,
buy the album, of course.
Also, because it's about them wanting to be close to you. So, you're very heavily inked up, which is amazing. I'm obsessed with them. But it could be cool to put some of your tattoos maybe on merch if you didn't want. If you wanted to change
experimented with that a bit. Yeah, but I like the fan idea. Getting the fans to draw some. That's cool. Yeah, we play with the tattoo thing a little bit. But maybe lean into it more for the merch for sure.
Does your family help with with your career at all? I know you have 3 sisters who seem to be very opinionated about your home where you live in Pennsylvania and
they're
whatever.
very opinionated.
But are they do they have a say in, or do you let them listen to your music before you play it?
Yeah, I definitely play music.
Yeah.
I don't let too many opinions weigh over what I'm doing. It's kind of just, do you like it or not,
Yeah.
But yeah, they're all very supportive, and they really like the fact that I'm putting the Indian culture and that flex in there.
Yeah.
Because it's the type of music we listen to growing up.
What is it about the house that they are that they're so nervous about? Do they feel like your house is haunted, or am I reading
My
something?
house.
Yes.
Oh yeah. I mentioned this in an interview before, right? Yeah, I think it's just the derelictness of it. They're scared there. They're like, I feel like they just think they're in a horror movie because they're used to seeing farmhouses in zombie movies.
Right.
When you say the derelictness of it, do you like fixing things? Is there things falling apart all the time that you got the screwdriver and drill out?
Yeah, I try. I'm not a handyman by any means, but I try a little bit. It'll probably be fixed for 2-3 days until we have to get someone to proper.
Well,
you're like me. I got a guy.
You gotta have a guy.
Zayn, we know so much about you, but I want to ask you something in particular. Can you tell us a hobby that you might have that might shock your friends and your fans?
Yeah, I've always been really into Warhammer. I don't know if you know what that is.
No. What is Warhammer?
Warhammer is like small figurines that you paint.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I've always been into that. I think if you're a friend of mine, you probably know that, but I don't think the fans know that. And I just got into it heavily again recently, got all my stuff out, and I've been painting Warhammer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I feel like you have to be very patient.
You keep
tedious.
tiny. You have a magnifying glass.
Oh, you're really into it.
Yeah, you got to get into it. Yeah, with the Oculus.
Is it therapeutic? Is it therapeutic?
Super therapeutic. Because that tunnel vision thing, just gives you something to concentrate on and kind of forget about everything else.
How long does each little one take?
It depends. It depends on the size of it. Some of the small ones can be 20, 30, 40 minutes, and then the bigger pieces could take you 3-4 days of 4 or 5 hours work on it. Yeah.
So I'm assuming you're not doing that with your daughter, but
Definitely not.
yes, but I know stay away from that. Yes, but I know you've said in the past to us, you like to cook with her. What other things is she into? Or are you guys liking to do together?
She's really into dance at the minute.
Nice.
So we're doing a lot of dancing together. It's not really my thing.
No?
No, it's not. not, but she's into it, so we do it for her. Yeah.
Are you still cooking?
I am,
Yeah?
a little bit, dabbling. I won't say I'm a professional chef or anything, but
I know, but
I make some good meals, I think.
All right.
So we talked about how you just passed a decade, a bunch of anniversaries there. Do you think about the next decade and where you're going to be in 10 years from now?
I did used to think about that a lot more when I was younger. Now as I'm getting older, I'm kind of like, it's okay. We don't need to think about the next decade. let's just enjoy this right now and live in this moment. Yeah, I do think about it. I try not to think about it too much though. Yeah.
With this album, what were some of your like inspirations? Is there anybody that you're like, any artist or bands that you were listening to a lot that you were like, I like that sound?
Not at the time I was making the record, but there's definitely inspiration there from like certain people. Like the first track on the record's called Nusrat. And that's named after Nusrat Fateh Ali Khan, who's like one of my favorite Pakistani vocalists.
Oh, cool. Nice.
And speaking of favorite, I think Manchester United, is that your favorite team?
I'm a glory supporter of Manchester United. I'm actually a real supporter of Bradford City, but I watch Manchester United on the side. Yeah.
All right.
Are you going to be going to the World Cup?
Who knows? You know, if I get time, we'll see. Yeah.
All right. Zayn's here. Conical out on April 17th, and you know Zayn, you've been here before, so you know this. Everyone who stops by leaves a question for the next guest. It's time to get yours.
All right.
Question for the rich and the famous.
Hello, it's Charlie Puth here, and I wanted to ask you, what do you think is clever?
It's kind of a broad question, but maybe something you read or saw or
What do I think is clever?
new TV show.
I think it takes intellect to do a stand-up show. For sure, you know, comedy's clever.
It really is.
Who are you watching right now? Who's like special? Have you seen last?
Who am I watching right the minute? I don't know, but I love Dave Chappelle. You know? Yeah, he's one of my favorites for sure.
Like the king of clever. That
yeah. Also, what was I telling you when we were on our way to Vegas? I was watching who plays Roy Kent. Give me the
Brett
name.
Goldstein.
Goldstein, yeah. Brett Goldstein, you have got to watch his stand-up. Talk about clever. It was so good. It was so witty, and it was just like, it was like a breath of fresh air. It was so different from anything I've ever seen before.
Yeah.
So everybody, please go watch that. I loved it.
So you're going on tour in May again. How do you start getting ready for tour in your head? And are you there yet, or did you just wait until the last minute?
Yeah, I'm kind of a procrastinator. I'm not gonna lie. I don't really think about that headspace until I'm there. It's a lot of emotion in the moment, so I just like to deal with it as it comes.
And then when you have like a break between like on tour and you can go chill backstage or go back to your hotel room or wherever you're at, what is your like decompression process? What is something that you do to kind of get out of that insane chaos of like a show?
Usually have a couple beers.
Okay, that's the way I would do
Relax, have a barbecue.
That calms you down.
Yeah, for sure.
Maybe something even stronger than that. I don't know.
All right. Well, Zayn, thank you so much for being here. But just
you.
on the way out the door, just going to ask, what is your favorite part of Conical?
My favorite part of Conical, favorite song or favorite part of it?
Whatever you choose.
Yeah, I guess I'm just excited to be at this place now where I feel like I'm making music that's fully mine. It's got my stamp on it. Incredibly grateful, I guess, to still be doing this and that people still give a shit.
Yeah.
Congratulations and thank you.
Right. And tell people what it means. What does conical mean?
Conical is the act of creating a percussive sound with your voice, so like making a drum sound.
Yeah.
So that duck, 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 duck. So that's like a drum sound, but with the voice, and that's all it basically means.
That's so cool.
All right.
That's so cool.
Okay.
Well, we're so excited for new music. Thank you so much.